Hi, I'm Nick Steele, the morning show host on 99.5 The Wolf in Portland, and this week I'm talking to Madi, who's a voiceover artist, about how to get started doing voiceover. You can hear Amanda all over the world, from San Francisco to Beirut to Denver to Las Vegas. She does commercials for Starbucks and Lexus and Mercedes-Benz. You can check out all her stuff at amandamadi.com. In this video, she's going to tell you how to get started and what to expect in your first year of being a voiceover and how much work it actually takes. Also, don't forget to watch her other video, this one here, about Amanda and how she journeyed through this whole business. And there's a lot of great advice in that video on accident. We were talking about just her, but she ends up giving like advice about agents and things like that. So if you want to get into voice work, I recommend watching both of these videos. Let's talk to Madi on how to get started in voiceover.
Majority of the people that are getting into this business that want to do voiceover seriously have done some sort of broadcast work in the past. Majority of them have done, whether it is, traffic reporting, or, they were an announcer at the station, or something along those lines where they've had to use their voice and somebody told them that you should do voiceover. And that's how most of us get started, right? Like, it's somebody's like, wow, you have a really great voice, you should voice commercials.
Yeah.
And it kind of spirals from there. If they have like a mic and a computer and, they can record, like, there's so much technology now, like, you don't need a lot of stuff anymore. And you basically just use your mic and your computer and you're good to go. A couple of people have reached out to me and they're like, how do I get into voiceover? And you're like, are you willing not to make money for a year? Because that's how much it takes. Like, you don't make, like, it's very rare that you make money in the first year if you're on your own. So you have to have a backup plan. Like, either you are a waitress at night, you have like a spouse or a partner that is able to pay your bills and let you live your dream for the first year to see how it goes. And I think the first year is the trial. Like, it's, if you can pick up clients and you can pick up and work in that first year, then this is meant for you. But if you're having a hard time struggling and you're not in it 100%, because there's people that are like, oh, I want to do this as a side job. For a voiceover person who does that as a living, that's such an insult, because it's like, we do this every day from the minute we wake up till God. Like, sometimes I'm working for like clients in Australia at like midnight because of the time zone. When you hear somebody's like, oh, somebody told me I had a really nice voice and I should do this, this work, and I should get into voiceover, but I'm a teacher. And it's like, that's awesome. And I think maybe I don't know what to say to that. I give them the tips, what I did. And, you got to hustle, have a good demo, and, really, really, really get out there. Because I think that's like, like you said, like in the beginning, when I started out, I was just like emailing people. So I didn't really like meet a lot of people in person, but I really noticed a change when I started going to conferences and meeting people face to face, and like meeting up with people in my city and being like, oh, okay, like, like these people, like production or PDs or other voiceover people, and they introduce you to people. Like, I have a really great group of people that I talk to like daily, other voiceover people, and we are always going back and forth, like, here's this is what you need to do, like, send your shit to this, send your stuff to this person, and like they're looking for a voice like yours, like, it's, yeah, that, like, it's another female and they may be a competition, but just have that group of people that you can really bounce things off of, and trust them, and know that they're out to, you have to help people too. Like, you can only take so much where, and not give back, because I think then people realize what kind of person you are. You have to give too. And that's just like, always, I'm constantly always helping like other people, like, oh, send your stuff to this person, they're looking for your type of voice, or you should send your stuff to this station, and I'm already in the market, like, you should send your demo to this guy, they're looking. And like, yeah, you can do it on your own and stuff, but then I have questions all the time. I'm like, oh, does this sound good? And you send it to your production friends, or you send it to your other VO friends, they're like, yeah, man, that sounds good, or no, I've changed that. Like, I have friends that are PDs or APDs, and I'm like, how does this audition sound? Like, it's a similar format to your radio station that you run. What do you think? I would, take out the, the sultry, or, add a little bit more sultry, or, like.
Do you have a demo for every format that you're applying to, or do you have one just big demo?
So in the beginning, I just had like a main demo, and I started noticing people had, like, when I was on like like my agency sites and stuff, they had like format specific demos, and I was like, maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And so I went on this like whole tangent of redoing every single demo. Everybody's like, update your demo every year, but it's like finding the time sometimes, or like just getting that time set aside. So last year I did a big main demo, and it showcased like every single format, and now I use that majority, like, but they ask me for a country specific demo. I can, like, it's on my website, and it's also on the agency's website, and I don't see the harm in anything. I mean, it's about money too, right? Like, if you have the money to do it, if you can produce your own stuff, a lot of people, like, that's what I'm kicking myself for. I wish I could produce stuff.
Are there people out there that do demos for money?
Yeah, Chad Erickson, he is a huge player in my career and stuff, and he does demos. I need a demo.com.
Okay.
He does marketing and everything for you. So it's worth the money. And he does video too. So the new thing, so it's not just audio anymore. The next level of demo is video. Yeah, they want to hear it, but it's cool to see something too, right?
Yeah.
So
do they see you in the video, or is it just like commercials?
Imagine you're like, hi, just wave.
Yeah.
No, it's just it's basically a bunch of different like pictures and video mixed together with your voice. Okay. It's cool. Like, it's a cool process. It was definitely a cool. I was the first one I ever did video demo was last year, so it was fun. It was fun to do.
Now, you mentioned agency earlier. Would you recommend someone getting into the voiceover business to get an agency, like, and get an agent?
There's so many people that have different, like, nowadays, like, they say, like, you don't really need an agent, but I need an agent. I love my agents. They are so organized. They are so helpful. And this has been from day one. Like, I mean, I'm horrible at sending like invoices.
Yeah.
So when they take, and they're also like your cheerleaders. So they know like the inside business. So if somebody comes to them, a PD or a production person is like, oh, I want this, this, and this. They're like, okay, Amanda, so-and-so, they have their girl, like certain people that they can, get, or they're so helpful and wonderful. And I just appreciate them every single day. So for me, I'm so pro agent because I know other people will say, yeah, I can do my own work. Well, okay, great. You can do your own work. Great. That's awesome. Yeah. They don't send my demo to every single radio station because that's my job too. We're a partnership.
Yeah.
We have to work together. It's teamwork. It's team effort. They have other clients that they have to promote too. So they can only do so much for you, and you have to do the other stuff. And I think people think that they're working just for you, and it doesn't work like that. An agent also likes to see like what you can bring to them too, right? So if you can bring them 10, 15, 25 stations in big markets that they didn't have before, that's great for them. New people starting out, just do your research. People are going to tell you if that's a crappy agent or a crappy manager, and that they're not going to get you work. And there's always somebody that's going to tell you the truth. So just ask around, get to know other voiceover people who they're with.
Obviously, you said like for the first year you should do like, don't expect to make a lot of money or any money at all, which is totally like, something that we all imagine that you have to do that first station for free. But when you do start charging, what do you charge for, and how much do you charge?
Every market's different. And it goes by pages.
Okay.
So yeah.
And how much is on a page? Like, is it 12-point font, like double space
it's
lines?
Like 13 font.
Okay.
Like it's like a double space. Like I think it's single space. I don't even know. I think it depends on the market, and it depends on the size of the company, and it depends. There's so much. I don't know a lot about rates. I'm terrible. I don't know a lot about rates because I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Basically, they're like, this is what they're going to pay you. And nowadays, you kind of like, okay, like this is what they can afford to pay you. I mean, I didn't work in like the early 2000s or like the late 90s when apparently like it was amazing VO. Like,
before 2008 hit and everybody lost their jobs. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like there were big rates back then. Now I think it's basically like different. I think that stations have caps on what they can pay their voice talent, and if they can get it in house for free, then that's what they're going to do. And I mean, obviously it works out for some people, but it doesn't work out for others. Sometimes they're like, we can only pay you X amount of dollars, and you're like, do I want this job that much or don't I? And I mean, like now you don't want to say no to anything.
Yeah.
It's like money coming in. People were saying that they were doing like e-learning videos, and I'd never done any e-learning, but I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's get into that.
Exactly. I'll read some books if you want me to. Like, that's fine. Yeah.
I'll do it all, whatever you need. So I think people are kind of going to that, those levels right now.
Do you have a contract for a certain amount of time with these people?
Yeah. So basically, when you drop the contract, you would do like a year, let's say. So start date, like let's say it's May 29th. Till May, like 2020 till May 29th, 2021. And then what is great about your agent is that then that when the year's up, or like just before the year's up, they reach out to the company and they renew your contract.
How many stations do you think someone needs to quit their job? Like I know that each rate is differently, but at what point would you say you should feel comfortable, like, all right, I'm good, like I won't lose all my stations tomorrow, like I can probably quit my actual job and do this full time?
A couple of people I know, when I first just recently quit their jobs, like they were production people and their voiceover careers started picking up and they were really, really busy. And I don't know how many stations, but I know like it was enough to cover like his family and his bills. I'm not sure how many stations he had to do that. Maybe 20, maybe less.
Is there anything else that voiceover people that are getting into the business need to know?
No, just be nice to people. Don't burn bridges. Hustle your butt off. Work hard because it pays off.
And it's not just I have a microphone.
It's our good voice.
You work and work. Even though you have all these stations, you're still working your butt off.
I mean, I wish I could come to that point where I'm like, oh, I don't need to work for my jobs anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's other voiceover. I'd love to ask them, but I don't know if that would be insulting. But is there a point where like you don't have to send your demo? They just come to you. I'm assuming there must be people like that.
George Clooney gets movies offered to him. I'm sure there's the George Clooney of voiceovers.
Absolutely.
That's like, oh, you got to get Bob. Bob's the best.
You got to get out Bob, and you got to get like Jane.
Well, Amanda, thank you so much for taking the time and chat with us. I know that you said that you're not great at Instagram, but how can people find you and follow you? As you have a website or social media that can connect with you?
Yes, I do have it all. I just don't tweet. I don't know what that means. Or TikTok or whatever. Yeah. I don't TikTok, or what's the other one that?
Snapchat?
I don't do that either. 2 is the limit. So I do Facebook. So I'm Amanda Madi on Facebook, and then I'm at amanda.madi on Instagram. And you can check out my website at amandamadi.com.
Are your demos up there for people to listen to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my demos are there. Everything's there.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you asking me. I mean, it was cool that Lisa.
Shout out to Lisa. Yeah.
Shout out to Lisa. Oh, are you still recording?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I can cut it, so.